Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, and it's my great honor to be here. Today, my talk is more about the project management, not about the technical details, but I hope my talk will be useful for the audience. So first of all, I'd like to talk about what we are doing at our laboratory at the University of Tokyo. We have been developing robotic system, virtual reality simulators, and skill assessment methods for surgical and other medical applications. So we have been working with medical doctors in the field of pediatric surgery and neurosurgery and ophthalmology, eye surgery, and pathology, and tele-experiments. This robot is for the tele-robotic system for in orbit robot experiments in the space station. So we have been we have been doing a collaborative research with medical doctors for more than decades, but the medicine engineering collaboration doesn't always work as we hope. So this is what is happening. So the surgeon said that I want a robot for the anastomosis of 0.3 millimeter blood vessels. And we did, and it's done, but surgeons don't use it. So why? Because there are many tacit knowledge that were not mentioned, but we are expected to know. For example, that the real blood vessels are wet and softer than the model we use. And anastomosis of 1 millimeter blood vessels are also required, even though that they said 0.3 millimeter. And microanastomosis is needed in the deep space of the brain that would require the redesigning of the robotic system, and the robot need to be sterilized, of course, and the documentation is needed for approval because this will be a medical device and should be regulated. And the robot should be inexpensive because it's not surgeon, but the hospital who would pay. So getting the tacit knowledge as much as possible before you start the project is important. Otherwise, you have to keep prototyping, and to have a new requirements or to know the new constraints. So we know that getting tacit knowledge is important, and we propose to get the tacit knowledge by using a patient dummy with sensors. Now, medicine engineering collaboration is like this. So surgeon says that this organ is tofu-like and we need a good device, but we don't know what is tofu-like and what good means. So that lead to the trial and errors and many prototyping. So we propose to use a patient dummy with sensors to quantify the requirement. Then using the same patient dummy with sensors, we can design and develop a new device, and we can even evaluate the new device, such as surgical robot using the patient dummy. So we proposed this concept, and we got this project from the Japanese Cabinet Office. It completed a few years ago. So maybe I'm talking about this at many conferences, so you might know that this was a big project, 40 million US dollars. And in this project, we proposed a bionic humanoids. They are the high fidelity patient dummies equipped with sensors for quantifying requirements and developing new devices, and also quantitatively evaluate the devices. And then we also developed a robot named Smart Arm. It's a microsurgical robot to demonstrate that the bionic humanoids can accelerate the research and the development of medical devices. And I like to show the video. Sorry.
最初から
Can you hear?
100% の成績が求められるという時代だと思います。
At hospitals, trial and error is unacceptable. Training or validation on patients should be avoided. Quantitative objective evaluation is difficult.
バイオニックヒューマノイドを開発し、曖昧な表現を数値化して医療を大きく変えます。
Bionic humanoids are elaborate human dummies with sensors. Eye models, vascular models, and brain models are being developed.
眼科用バイオニックヒューマノイドの開発は大きな挑戦でした。
The bionic eye, the model for eye surgery.
まず目の手術って局所麻酔でやる手術なので、なかなか十分な教育ができないので。
This has nearly the same mechanical properties of a real eye, and surgery can be accurately simulated. For the simulation of catheterization, a very realistic vascular model was necessary.
ほとんど人と同じような感触でカテーテルを操作できたのが特徴的でした。
The sensors in the vascular module precisely detect force on the vascular internal wall applied by the catheter.
おそらく世界で最も高精細なものと考えております。
This data was used for bionic humanoids. The bionic brain model for neurosurgery. The new surgical robot developed using the bionic brain model.
このツールが2本あるんですけれども、このツール同士が衝突しないように、また、人体ともですね、衝突しないようなそういう制御をしております。
This is a simulation of robotic endonasal surgery. Dural suturing for endonasal surgery is a difficult task. A user interface for co-manipulation is also being developed.
ロボットの操作性を確認したり、また練習してロボットの操作になれるということも可能になります。
The same concept is valid for industrial applications.
人に優しいロボットの開発に貢献していきたいと思います。
Quantifying human knowledge and avoid trial and error.
試行錯誤をなくすためのプラットフォームを提供することで社会を大きく変革します。
Okay. So thank you for watching, and let me talk a little bit more about the smart arm. And the smart arm was designed as a versatile surgical robot. It can be used for neurosurgery and eye surgery and pediatric surgery by changing the tools and control of the robot. And this slide shows the comparison between with and without robot for the suturing of dura mater. So what is good about bionic humanoid is we can compare with and without robot performance given the same constraints. This project was done by as an interdisciplinary research, and we were very happy that our result, we achieved a lot of things within a very short time. And in the collaboration, we need to understand the values of the different stakeholders. For example, that for the surgeon, clinical outcomes means everything. And for researchers in engineering, technical advances mean a lot. And for industry, business model, IP issues, and compliance matter. And for a regulatory authority, quality, safety, and efficacy balance is the most important. I think we need to focus on the technical advances, but knowing the values for other stakeholders by doing interdisciplinary research is very important. And knowing the power of the interdisciplinary research, we have applied, we got a new project. It's a project called Moonshot. And there we propose a co-evolution of human and AI robots to expand the science frontier. It just started 1 year ago, and the budget is $27 million. And there we are going to develop the team of AI robot scientists, and the AI robot scientists need to decide what to do and how to do, and the AI robot scientists need a body to the action on the object and observe the reaction. And the AI robot need to do this iteration to evolve to become the real AI robot scientist. So I skipped the details. So for this project, we organized a team as an interdisciplinary research project. So we involved researchers in physics, mathematics, computer science, robots, and system integration. And we also involved science researchers in science as a potential user of our robotics system. So I have no result to show now today, but I hope to update you very soon. That's all for me. Thank you very much.